Hello, James. James? Hello, James.
Oh, sorry, Jack, you caught me napping. It's that time of day when I need to nod off, or in other words, fall asleep.
Well, sleeping on the job or sleeping at work is no bad thing, and I hope today's conversation will wake you up to the idea that sleeping in the workplace might be a good thing.
Oh, really? That's good to hear. I would have thought that sleeping at work was against the rules.
Not in every office, James, and I shall tell you why soon, as well as explaining some sleep-related vocabulary. But now you are wide awake, how about a question?
Okay, let's hear it.
When the former British Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher, was in power, she did her job with very little sleep. Do you know how many hours of sleep she is said to have had each night? A. 3 hours. B. 4 hours. C. 5 hours.
I always thought she got by. She managed her job with just 4 hours of sleep a night.
Not much, is it? We shall find out if you are right or wrong later. I am not sure if she chose not to sleep for long or she just was not able to sleep for long. Someone who can't sleep is called an insomniac.
And I am certainly not an insomniac. I enjoy sleeping all night and some of the day too. And Jack, you said napping during the day is a good thing?
It's always nice to have a short sleep, or what I call 40 winks, during the day, but when you are at work this can be a problem. In some companies, like Google and the Huffington Post, workplace naps are positively encouraged. They are seen as a way to make staff more productive.
So you mean they work harder and are more creative because a power nap, a quick sleep, makes workers feel refreshed and more alert. I like the sound of this.
An Australian health writer called Thea O'Connor is a founder of a campaign called NAP Now, which is trying to make sleeping at work more acceptable. She calls herself a naptivist. What does she say is stopping us from doing this? Thea O'Connor says, I think that our culture is a bit crazy not to embrace it, and one of the reasons we don't is our attitude. You know, it's quite countercultural to do nothing in order to get ahead. I just really see that it's time to disrupt the prevailing work ethic, which is all about work longer and harder.
Right. So she wants us to embrace, to accept the idea of a workplace power nap. But it is our attitude, the way we think about work, that stops society from accepting this.
Yes, she explains that it is countercultural, so going against the normal way of thinking, to actually do nothing and have a snooze.
That's why she is trying to change or disrupt our current work ethic of working longer and harder. She believes this does not necessarily bring better results. But Jack, is this idea just a fad? Something that's popular for a short while?
Maybe, but research has certainly shown that good quantity and quality of sleep is important for our well-being. A few years ago, research by the East of England Development Agency found 30% of people have their best ideas in bed compared to just 11% who have them at their desk. It called for companies to install beds in the workplace.
Well, there are not any in our office yet, Jack. I think putting beds or areas for naps in the office would help us workers feel more able to rest and recharge our minds.
An alternative idea would be to change our working hours. The UK's Sleep Council claims the 9-to-5 work culture does not fit into the natural sleeping pattern of the human race, and bosses need to introduce a more sleep-friendly working day.
That sounds like a siesta to me, a short period of sleep in the middle of the day that people in warm places like Spain often have.
My problem with a siesta is that if I have a sleep in the afternoon, I would never wake up.
Well, before you nod off now, Jack, could you please tell me the answer to today's question?
Yes. I asked you if you knew how many hours of sleep the former British Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher, is said to have had each night? 3, 4, or 5 hours?
I said 4 hours, Jack.
You are right. It has often been said she needed just 4 hours of sleep, only on weekdays, not weekends. Well, before you have another power nap, could you remind me of some of the vocabulary you have heard today?
Yes, we heard. Napping. Nod off. Sleeping on the job. Insomniac. 40 winks. Power nap. Naptivist. Attitude. Countercultural. Work ethic. Well-being. 9 to 5. Siesta.
Thanks. I hope you have enjoyed today's conversation. James, would you like to know the definition of the vocabulary which you have mentioned?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Number 1. Napping. Sleeping for a short period of time. Number 2. To nod off. To fall asleep. Number 3. Sleeping on the job. Sleeping when you should be working. Number 4. Insomniac. A person who has difficulty falling asleep. Number 5. 40 winks. Nap for a short period of time. Number 6. Power nap. A short sleep that gives you energy. Number 7. Naptivist. A made-up name for someone who actively campaigns for napping at work. Number 8. Attitude. Opinion or feeling about something. Number 9. Countercultural. Opposite to what most people think or do. Number 10. Work ethic. Belief about how we should work. Number 11. Well-being. Feeling of being happy and healthy. Number 12. 9 to 5. Regular office hours. Often from 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Number 13. Siesta. Rest or sleep taken after lunch, especially in hot countries.